This team is literally a freaking circus. Like, we are literally a clown show. We blow a 20-point lead to the LA Lakers. We blow, what was it, a 24 25-point lead to the Portland Trail Blazers. And tonight, versus the Brooklyn Nets, with no Kevin Durant, with no Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons has yet to play, no Nicholas Claxton, we blow a 28-point lead. A 28-point lead. I couldn't I couldn't believe what I saw tonight. That like yes and no because we are a terrible team. We are just bad. I understand we have no RJ Barrett, but we were up 28 points. We go away from everything that's working. By the way, I wonder StreamYard's being kind of weird right now. It's not really telling me usually it pops up viewers in the corner just being weird, so I might have to start over a new live stream. I don't know why. StreamYard might be weird right now. I have no idea what's happening. I'm just gonna refresh for a second. If it doesn't work, I might go. Yeah, it had to refresh. It had to refresh. What's going on, Swift? He says worst game of the year. Malachi, so sad. But yeah, anyway, what I was saying, no Kevin Durant, no Kyrie Irving, no Nicholas Claxton. By the way, I am going to give credit to the Brooklyn Nets. Yes, we did fall apart offensively. We stopped pushing the pace. We stopped moving the basketball. It was a freaking joke. There's one specific thing that really pissed me off throughout this game. I don't care how young the player is. Um, Freaking Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes. This man had 8 points in the first quarter. You know what happens after that? He doesn't even get a shot attempt in the second quarter. Like he ends up getting like two shot attempts after that. Like he completely got frozen out of the offense. I don't even know what to say anymore. This team is just bad. This team is awful. Like we're literally a clown show. We're not a good basketball team. We're just bad. And there's a part of me that I'm glad we lost this game. Obviously, I root for my team to win, but what was this win going to do? We know we can't build momentum off of any wins. This team somehow beat the Golden State Warriors. Yes, they had no Draymond Green, but somehow we beat that team. This team does not know how to feed off any momentum at all. Wow, we go to the play-in, like, yeah, we're going to look competitive, but it's just going to trick the Knicks front office into thinking we're better than we really are. We're not a good team. We're not, and those guys out there on the floor, they're not going to be here in a few years. And I really hope Tibbs is gone. I don't think he'll be gone this season. I think he'll be gone at the beginning of next season if we continue to struggle because we can't continue to have this guy as our head coach. Like, again, I appreciate what he did last year, but it's not just Tibbs. Like, yes, you can win Coach of the Year and get fired. Like, take a look at a Dwayne Casey and take a look at the Minnesota Timberwolves situation. He didn't win Coach of the Year, but he ended up having a fallout when it came to the front office, just relationships with players. And I'm not completely going to rip Randall a new one because I thought Randall did play hard. Yes, there was the negatives that comes with Julius Randall. He's not going to make the highest of IQ plays, but Randall really had no help tonight. He didn't. You could say IQ had some nice production off the bench, but I thought Randall did all he could. So this is one of those rare nights. I'm not really going to rip Randall a new one. At all. But just the end of this game, just those amount of like offensive rebounds we allowed like in a row. No one boxes out. We just have a bunch of people standing around. This team does not play with consistent heart at all. It's just bad. We fell in love with the 3-point shot. We really did. We were shooting amazing at the beginning of this game. I believe we made 6 threes in a row. Like we made our first 6 threes or we made our first 7 threes. But that's been a theme with this New York Knicks team. We just fall in love with that 3-point shot, and we're not that good enough as a team to be. We're not that good enough as a 3-point shooting team to be falling in love with that shot, and we did. And it's just been the same story. The Lakers game, the Trailblazers game, Pelicans game, Magic game. We blew a lead. It's just the same story. This team has no identity. It's just we're really inconsistent. Like we sucked in the third quarter again. These guys are just not prepared. They're just not at all. We started taking horrible shots, like really, really bad shots. Again, Randall, I thought tried his best out there tonight, but there were still moments that he was shooting off the dribble for no reason. Like he's a solid player, or he's a good player when he's shooting in catch and shoot situations, or he's playing more reactionary than thinking out there on the court. And he put himself in the position that he was thinking too much or trying to do too much. It was just really bad. I just don't understand how you could freeze Quinn Grimes out of the offense like that. But yeah, credit to Quickly. He knocked down his shots. He had a shot he should have knocked down when it mattered most. It was an open look. He just missed it. I don't know what to say. It was an open look. That was actually a pretty good drawn up play by Tom Thibodeau, surprisingly, just to not knock it down. But we were playing fast pace, we were playing aggressive, and we just went away from that. I just don't understand it at all. Why we continue to go away from that fast pace. These guys maybe they just got burnt out, but Mitchell Robinson got into foul trouble. There was a play that was just humiliating when Mitchell Robinson had a potential putback dunk and like Randall rejected it. There's just no communication. There just really is. Like I may just be like talking crazy right now, but to me, you're not a true Knicks fan if you're able to talk about this team in like an organized fashion, because this team is all over the place. But credit to Seth Curry. He played amazing. We left him open in a huge part of this game. Just Cam Thomas, what do you have? 16 points in the fourth quarter. He's a professional scorer of the basketball. He's not afraid of the big moment. And I feel like that's what separates the Nets from the Knicks. They have guys that aren't afraid. The Knicks, they're an afraid basketball team. We play scared when the game gets close. We're just afraid of the big moment. We just are scared to shoot the basketball. We take terrible shots. We're just not poised down the stretch. Well, Deuce he wasn't even on the bench tonight. He was actually playing the G League. He got sent back down to the G League. I don't blame you to press Knicks fan. I don't. Yeah, Fire Tips is right. Yeah, Deuce played in the G League tonight. I don't take that away from tonight. We know Quickly's not a one. He played well. I'm not going to crap on Quickly tonight. He played well. He missed an open shot, which was huge, though. Randall's empty calories. You guys know I'm not a big Randall guy, but Randall's not the main reason we lost this game. What about Van Gundy? I like that he brought up about how the play-in really does nothing for this team. We're not that good. Like Van Gundy keeps it real. If you didn't see this coming, then you're fooling yourselves. I agree 100%. Like, yeah, I was excited in the moment, but I knew in the back of my head, like, we know this game's not over. And this game was at the Garden. I feel bad for every Knicks fan that went to this game. Yeah, he's been better recently, but he's just not great in the fourth quarter. Tibbs needs to go. This team will be the death of me. We're winning my day every day. Yeah, man. Johnny Bryant for head coach. I hear that name a lot. But you can't have that mindset. Who's taking over for Tibbs? If someone's not working out, someone's not working out. Obviously, you want to make sure you hire the right guy. But it shouldn't be like, oh, we can't hire Tibbs because we don't know who we're going to hire. You have to do your due diligence and just interview these guys. At some point, you got to look towards the future. Like some people think of Tibbs as this god, like I did last year, and I'm sure Timberwolves fans did as well. But he's just not a longevity coach. He's the guy that's going to come in, set the culture, and just come in when there's he's going to surprise you because you're not going to have high expectations. But then when there is expectations, and you start drafting these young guys, and you see that he's not developing these guys, and there's just no longevity with Tibbs. There just isn't. If you want to be stuck in mediocrity forever, Tibbs is your guy. If you want to build a long, consistent winner, develop young guys, because we're not going to attract guys through free agency. We're not going to end up trading for a big-time star or anything like that. At least I don't see that right now. So the only way we could do it is through the draft and developing guys, and Tibbs is not that. He's not. So the Kings Rockets could beat the Nets, but not the Knicks. Yeah. As soon as the number 24 got on, the Nets hit the three, and Cam Thomas has had a good rookie year. We've been need a point guard forever, dude. Like just forever. But what was the most frustrating part of the game for you guys? Obviously, us falling in love with the 3-point shot, not playing fast anymore, taking terrible shots was the key things. But I just thought after Grimes had an excellent first quarter, playing very good defense, like we played tough defense, and I have to give credit to the Nets. Like they played tough defense as well. It wasn't just us playing bad basketball, but Grimes, like ending up with 5 shot attempts. Like, I believe 5 shot attempts this entire game after having an 8-point first quarter. Like, we don't know how to get anyone involved. Like, I would talk about the vanilla offense, but I feel like we talk about that all the time, you know? I just sound like a broken record with this team. Yeah, and OB played well when he was out there. Just, gosh. Yeah, I like obviously you guys know. Um, I want to say I'm negative. I feel like I keep it real with you guys. Sometimes I do overreact, but I felt like the season was done like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, allowing those offensive rebounds, just second chance opportunities. Bruce Brown, huge offensive rebound, leaving Seth Curry open. We weren't even like ball denying Cam Thomas at one point. We finally did when the game was getting out of hand. Yeah, his rotations are awful. Like he doesn't know how to call timeouts. Like when the Nets were building momentum as well, took him so long to finally put someone in. And Burks is trash. I'm done with Alec. Like I've been done with Alec Burks these last few weeks, but I understand we wanted to bring back the guys that helped us get back to relevancy of winning. Like Noel, he's not even playing. It's just been a mess. This offseason was a failure. Exactly. That's why I don't want to make it to the play-in. Like, what does the play-in do for us? The play-in does nothing. Yeah, just roll with the young guys. See what you got for the future. I'm not saying they're going to be some future stars, but most likely they're going to be here moving forward. Fournier's not going to be here moving forward. Randall may be here max like next season. I don't think he'll be like here after that. He may be traded in the offseason. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we're not going to get better. But this is the thing. Obviously, I had high expectations this year, not like some championship. I didn't think we were going to make it to the second round or anything like that, but I thought we would possibly go to the playoffs again. But we still haven't built this thing right at all. Like, it's so weird to say. Julius Randle having that good season was the best and worst thing that happened to us. Yes, we went to the playoffs, but it slowed down development. It teased the Knicks into thinking like we're better than we really are. It was like the worst but best thing that happened to us. Because it forced the Knicks to like be like, oh, maybe we got something here, and we didn't rock with the youth movement. Like I feel like we're rebuilding, but we're not. As long as Julius Randle's here. No, we haven't lost 7 in a row because we beat the Warriors somehow. Well, there's your problem, Devin. Why'd you bet on the Knicks? Who the hell bets on the Knicks? I thought the Knicks were going to be. Me too, man. Like we got these offensive acquisitions, but sometimes that doesn't work out. You just want to improve the offense, and the offense didn't improve. It actually got worse somehow. The defense isn't as good. There's just no urgency from this team. There isn't. But if you haven't already smashed the like button, I appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, this team's just a mess. It's time to look into some draft prospects. Jaden Ivey, Ty Washington. Last time I checked, the Trailblazers were up on the Grizzlies, so we might hold the 9th pick now. Yo, congrats on the win, man. You guys really deserved it, Pokey Gamers. You guys really deserved it. Cam Thomas, one hell of a game. Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, 19 rebounds. You guys fought your ass off. I could just say the Knicks played bad, but you guys played good defense, and you guys didn't give up. To come back from 28 points, like at the Garden, like we could be the worst team ever, but to come back from 28 points, your team knows how to overcome adversity. We don't. We definitely showed that down the stretch. Yeah, he's a bucket getter, man. I had the concerns with him out of LSU. He only shot 40% from the field. He's going to be a hot and cold player, but he's just not afraid. He's going to continue to shoot no matter what. Yeah, I've been said it's over, but this definitely is like the yeah, like I said, we blew a 20-point lead against the Lakers, blew a huge lead against Trailblazers. Then tonight, it's just awful. The Knicks will always be like New York's team when you think of like New York basketball, but the I don't even care. The Nets are a way better team. Like if I'm a Nets fan, do I give a shit if we run New York or not? Like, yes, the Knicks may have more loyal fans, but if the team's better, who really gives a shit about that? I just want to be a good team. I don't care what other people think. Yeah, we were up 28 points. It was disgusting, dude. We went away from everything that was working. It was just awful. It's been the story of the whole season. And I know some people, like, I was making videos, like, what was it, a month or two ago, when you could say the season wasn't over. But I was, like, pretty much saying, like, I hate to be right when it is a negative thing. Like, I want the Knicks to prove me wrong. But I just didn't feel any type of chemistry or anything special. Um, from this team at all. And people are like, oh, you're just panicking. Like, this team's going to figure it out. When's this team going to figure it out? This team got no chemistry. We saw it on that freaking Mitchell Robinson possible putback dunk. There was no communication. Julius Randle literally blocked his putback dunk. It was embarrassing. I was amazed at this game. Knicks need to move on from Randle. Yeah, I agree. I didn't think he was the reason we lost. Yes, he did have some bad moments. He had no help, but yeah, I agree. Already looking forward to next year. More losses now. I feel like I don't know who's going to be on this team next year. It might still be Fournier because no one wants that contract. We'll see what happens in the offseason. But I feel like the expectations are going to be a lot more different. We're going to be off the Kool-Aid. The honeymoon phase is over. Already looking forward to next year. More losses now will lead us to a higher draft pick. Well, let's hope Tibbs is gone so we actually play that draft pick. I don't blame you, Devin. Yo, what's going on, Victor? Knicks fan Brazil says, yo, make sure you sub to Knicks fan Brazil over there. Very sad here and shame today. Yeah, it's awful, man. So bad. Yeah, buzzer beater. Exactly. It's just pathetic, dude. For us to blow this many 20-point leads, especially like at the Garden. Just I feel bad for all these Knicks fans that bought those tickets and went to that game. It's just bad. Short answer, fire. See, I'm not gonna say fire some of the like we don't know. This is the thing though. If you're firing Tibbs, you're firing Tibbs' guys like career that has worked with the Tibbs. I'm not firing a Johnny Bryan. I'm not firing a Kenny Payne because we don't know what say they have. Like they're new with Tibbs. Those aren't Tibbs' guys. Kenny Payne came from Kentucky. Johnny Bryant came from the Jazz. He has a good reputation. Tibbs is this guy that has all the power at the head coaching position. I feel like he doesn't listen to other people's perspectives. So we don't really know how good Johnny Bryan is. We don't really know how good Kenny Payne is. They might maybe very good coaches. Obviously, they're not experienced as head coaches, but they may be smart. But Tibbs just isn't allowing them to have their insider just perspective and just um not listening to them. Yeah, when we're 6-1. Gosh, yeah. I feel like Knicks should have gone for Westbrook and got rid of Fran Choke. Yeah, he's not a good player down the stretch. I wasn't gonna go that far. So I feel like if we got Randall, or if we got I'm not freaking RJ. If we got Westbrook, you think Randall's kind of stunning the development of RJ now? Imagine if we got Westbrook. Even though Randall, he's starting to get RJ involved in the offense more before he got hurt. But yeah, if you just want to see RJ never develop, get Westbrook for a year. That's not realistic though. The Spurs, I feel like DeJounte Murray's untouchable. He's an all-star this year. He's gotten better like every single year. I really respect DeJounte Murray's game. Um, but he's untouchable. Just like I don't think Knicks fans understand. As of right now, there's no one out there. At least not many people. The trade deadline's over. We're gonna have to wait till the offseason, see if there's like a trade on draft night. No one wants Randall. No one wants Fournier. Like at least at their prices right now. It's gonna be hard to move those guys. Kemba hopefully is bought out soon. We'll see what happens. Just Tibbs needs to get it through his damn skull that this season is over. Like Obviously, he never thinks anything's over, though. He put RJ Barrett in back in the game when it was freaking over. It's just a mess, y'all. It really is a mess. We continue to watch this team for whatever reason. Well, because we're true fans, but it sucks. What's going on, Carl? He says, "Can we get a legit point guard?" Like, I'm not even asking for a legit point guard. Could we just get a point guard? I feel, or are you saying just a good point guard? I thought you meant like a true point guard. Never mind. Can we get a legit point guard, please? It seems like everyone got at least one. What the fuck? Noah, I'm gonna have a. I hope you don't have that. But yeah, can we get a damn point guard? I don't care what style of play they have, as long as they're good at what they do. If it's a scoring guard, if it's a pass first guy, like if it's a Tyrese Halliburton, whoever the hell. I'm not saying we're going to get a Tyrese Halliburton, but I'm talking about that style of play. Yeah, that's an RJ jersey, and that's a signed Charles Oakley jersey. What the I don't even. That's a signed Charles Oakley jersey. It's like cut off, though. But yeah, it is an RJ jersey. Need to get Deuce some time. So as long as Tibbs is here, that's not happening. The only way he plays is if he's forced to, if there is no more veterans on this team, but we had our chance, no one wanted them at the deadline. Or Tibbs is just like, I love our guys. But I know Knicks fans that were getting so excited when we beat the Warriors. Like, yeah, you're excited in the moment, but this team can't build any type of momentum. Lillard, do you think we can get him? We should have no business trading for Lillard. Where we're gonna get to the second round. Who's gonna help Lillard? Who's gonna help Lillard on this team? We're gonna improve one round and then we're gonna suck again for years because we're gonna have no draft picks. The Knicks need to finally learn how to build it right. No one wants to hear. I'm not saying to completely rebuild it, like still hold on to RJ, but like Randall having that great year last year kind of set back the rebuild of like we were starting to go away from the kids, like, oh, we could win now, that type of thing. I feel like Brogdon, because he just got that deal done not too long ago. He can't be traded until like next season, so I don't even think we can get him in the offseason. He has a huge deal. I like Brogdon, but he's injury prone. Um, I we don't see this is the thing though. Deuce had that one good game, but we don't know what Deuce is. Like I know he's a good defender. He plays extremely hard. He's a solid 3-point shooter. But like going off of what sample size, this is the thing with Tips. We don't know what these young guys are because Tibbs doesn't even play. Like you could say we know what Mitch is, we know what Obi is kinda, but like I really wonder what they'll look like with a different coach. I'm not saying they're going to be some superstars, but can we get a coach that actually plays these guys throughout their strengths? Grimes doesn't freaking get frozen out of the offense. You're talking about the point guard Rokoff's Jokovitis. Yeah, Lillard's loyal. Yeah, we need to draft a damn point guard. Trust me, guys. I'm gonna have a well, actually, probably not as much draft content, but I actually know because I'll be able to get home in like the afternoon. Um, because I'm getting a job in the summertime after I'm done school, working from morning to afternoon, so I'll be able to make more content that way. So I'm not working 1 to 9. Um, but yeah, just a mess. We do need a star though. Don't get me wrong, depressed Knicks fan, but we need someone that fits a timeline that's an upcoming star. Like I like RJ, but I don't think as much as I like RJ, he's not like a John Morant. Like he's not gonna be that. Um, yo, what's going on, Anthony? How you doing, man? We're the top players in the 2022 draft. Well, you got Paulo Banchero. Everyone talks about Chet Holmgren. He's a high upside guy though. Jaden Ivey, Ty Washington, Jabari Smith from Auburn. Ty Washington's a point guard, though, if you want to look at a point guard, and Jaden Ivey's a point guard. But right now, wait, I'm not sure if the Trailblazers won, though. Like, last time I checked, they were beating the Grizzlies, but they may have come back, the Grizzlies, and won. John Moran, I saw had like 27 in the freaking first half. It's just ridiculous. But here we are, still talking about this Knicks team. what is this, third straight game we blown like a 20-point lead? Just awful. Just so bad. But if you haven't already, smash the like button, click the subscribe button. Like, this is why I want to do a live stream, because like I feel like the videos just get boring after a while of me saying the same shit. So if I'm gonna say the same shit, I want to hear your guys' perspectives. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy for me to say we blew another huge point lead, a 20-point lead. We stopped pushing the pace. We settled for terrible jumpers. When was the last time the Knicks had a star point guard? So we got Kemba. He's not a star anymore. Jeremy Lin, he was a star for like 2 weeks. Raymond Felton was solid. Was this Stephon Marbury? Stephon Marbury, our last like star point guard. Obviously, we had Walt Frazier back in the day. We had Mark Jackson. We had Strickland. We had Derek Harper. We've had so many damn guards. Obviously, I didn't see Marbury. I'm too young for that. Let's see. But yeah, when I'm thinking at the top of my head, yeah, we haven't had good guards, man, or a good consistent point guard. It's really bad. Are you a Spurs fan, Bobby? Congrats on the win if you are. Bro, what happened to that kid Killian Hayes? The Pistons bagged a few years back, or like in 2020, yeah, they bagged him. He looks like another Frank. Yeah, I've been following Killian a little bit. I actually really liked him during the pre-draft process. The negative was that he was playing in kind of like the lower tier French league, as Théo Maledon, who plays for the Thunder, is playing in like a higher tier league and has been better than Killian Hayes in his action so far with the Thunder. But Killian Hayes, he's had a hip injury. He hasn't played. Someone just called me. Sorry if you're going to hear me for a second. Killian Hayes has not played a lot of games. He's really struggled with his outside shot. He's a good passer. He's a good defender. But I don't know. It's a weird fit over there with Cade, but he just hasn't been a good offensive player. He is starting to remind me of Frank. But I like the fluidity to his game. He's still young, though, so we'll see what happens. He looks nice off the bench. We need luck in the draft. It sucks. I feel like we have to start talking about the draft again. Do I watch NFL? Yeah, I do watch a lot of NFL, actually. I was actually sad to see that the Bengals did not win, because I always go for the underdog, and I'm a huge Joe Burrow fan. And we don't know when we're going to see the Bengals in the Super Bowl again, if we will. Knicks close to moving to the 8th pick. Just give me a damn point guard, please. And could we draft the right point guard? If we're going to take a point guard, draft the right one. Well, Mitchell's in foul trouble. But yeah, he didn't play well tonight. He was in foul trouble. We had like 4 fouls. Like entering that third quarter when Drummond had that huge and one on him. But that's the thing with Mitchell. Like I mentioned, like a few live streams ago, or like the last live stream, he's an athletic freak of nature. He can block shots on the perimeter. Doesn't mean he's the best at defending the perimeter. We know he can block shots inside. He's a lob threat and all that. But the concern is the injuries and him being productive up against like solid bigs. He hasn't been consistent up against like good bigs in the NBA. He hasn't. Like I feel like Mitch is solid, but he would be good with a team that has like superstars surrounding him, so he doesn't have to be like ridiculous every night or have some crazy night every night, if you know what I mean. So I feel like the Knicks need more of an offensive threat consistently. Like Mitch, I'm not saying Mitch is bad, but I just don't think he's the fit for this team moving forward, if that makes sense. Well, yeah, the trade deadline's over. We're not trading him for the rest of the season. But yeah, no one wants Randall. He's an attitude problem, and he's been bad this year. Like people saying, "Oh, we could have got Halliburton easily." Look at the Pacers. All they gave up is Sabonis. Sabonis is younger, and he's had more good years in the league by compared to a Randall. I'm not that like Sexton. I've made a video on him before. Like, yeah, Sexton, he wasn't in the greatest situation. He wasn't surrounded by much. But I'm starting to look at, like, yeah, he got hurt this year. He had that huge injury. Didn't he tear his meniscus, I believe? Um, but I'm starting to look at him as Maybe I was just making excuses. Like he doesn't fit that Cavs team, or maybe he's not a winner. Like if Sexton was a part of this Cavs team right now, would they still be winning at the level they're winning at? That's my question for you guys. Like Garland's obviously better, and Sexton would be an upgrade, but I don't know. He's definitely a more of a scoring guard. He's not a great facilitator, a great passer of the ball, but he's not afraid. He has that dog in him, which I like, and I feel like we need. What NBA teams do you like to watch? Do I outside of the Knicks? Mm, I like watching the Spurs sometimes. I like watching Devin Vassell. I like watching DeJounte Murray. I watch the Sixers a lot. Doesn't mean I like to watch them because I live in South Jersey. I like watching the Suns. I pretty much like watching every NBA team if I'm being real. I just love the NBA in general. I got the Lakers Jazz game on right now. It's so crazy. Joe Ingles is a trailblazer. It's wild. But yeah, I pretty much watch all teams. Like, but I've been following the Pacers because I love Halliburton. I love my boy Terry Taylor over there. He had a good game. So unique. 6'5", wing, but they play him as like a center, like in the inside, and he manages to get rebounds like crazy. But obviously, I love watching the Bucks. They just play very unselfish basketball. Over there, Giannis freaking he had 50. I know it was against the Pacers, but 50 points and only missed 4 field goals. Like that's just ridiculous to me. That's and he was like hitting. He had 2 threes. He was hitting some fadeaways off the dribble. Like, they're starting to be overlooked because of the hype of these other teams, and I bet they love it because they're a smaller market. Hard pass on Sexton, Carl says. Yeah, we're just gonna have to draft one. I know some people are gonna be like, oh damn it, we can't develop shit, but like we're gonna have to. I like watching Suns, Timberwolves, Hornets, Bulls, Grizzlies, Cavs, and Mavericks. I respect that. I like watching all teams if I'm being completely real with you, man. But I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. You guys are amazing. It's just I'm sorry that the Knicks suck. I'm really sorry, guys. This channel was a lot more fun last year, but we have to overcome adversity as a unit. And I feel like we've been, oh my gosh. It's all about adversity as Knicks fans. Yo, thank you, Bray Pan. I really appreciate that. I hope you're well. I hope, I hope. Just the Knicks always end up winning some meaningless games, though. But this is the thing: we're gonna win meaningless games if we don't play the young guys. So if we're gonna suck, if we're gonna finish the season strong, if we're gonna be mediocre, like have it be with the young guys. But Randall's not gonna get DNPs. He's not gonna be on the bench because we have Tibbs as our coach. He's gonna compete no matter what. Like tanking's not in Tibbs' DNA. Sexton's only 23. Like to see him run the floor with Redick. Oh, Reddish, Grimes, Robinson, and Toppin. That is a good point. I do think he fits personnel wise very nicely with those guys on the break. Um, It's just it doesn't even matter what her personnel is though with Tibbs. Like his offense is so damn bland. Jacob says, I love talking Knicks with y'all. We are all family and we're gonna get through this. Yeah, I love you, man. Love all you guys. Desmond says, let's go Nets. Keep head up, Knicks fans. It's rough. Tell me about it. It is rough, man. Like I'm only 17. Like I didn't even go through like the freaking Ewing missed finger roll, like John Starks. Like that could have potentially been a huge 3 for us to win the finals, but it got blocked by Akeem. Um, just Reggie Miller and all that shit. Like I didn't see that, but my dad talked about it, and he would be so frustrated. But I feel like you guys have a really good team. Like I'm not even just saying that. Like I'm a pretty unbiased NBA fan. I like the way your team's constructed. I feel like it's constructed a lot better without Harden. Your team plays with grit. Your team plays hard, and I do think the Knicks will always be the true New York team. But at the end of the day, you guys are better. And Cam Thomas was not afraid at the moment. Andre Drummond, you guys needed size, and he was physical as hell tonight. You guys just weren't afraid. You guys wanted it. You guys just wanted it more. Seth Curry was a huge acquisition. Um, yeah, congrats on the win. Well, that was his upside. I don't think he's gonna be Paul George. Yo, Bray Pan, thank you so much for the super chat, man. That really means a lot. Like you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. A great amount of support. Um, Keep up the grind. Strong emoji. Thank you, man. You've been with this channel for a while, and it's really greatly appreciated. And we're kind of getting close to that 4K mark. I'm almost like 500 away from 4K. So if you haven't already, click that subscribe button, smash the like button. I usually do recap videos, but I feel like it's a lot more fun doing these live streams, hearing your perspectives, because when the Knicks are losing and it's just the same thing over and over again, when it's just insanity, it's just so tough to make those videos because I feel like they're just boring and I don't want to bring those to you guys. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna disagree with you, United. We are trash. Carl says, man, if we could, yeah, it's not realistic though. It's not. Spurs are too smart of an organization, and he's an all-star this year. Yo, what's going on? Awesome, cool. How you doing? Yeah, I've grown because of you guys. You guys are just really loyal Knicks supporters, and you guys have been really loyal to me. And I really appreciate that. Yeah, I've been around this channel for like a year now, and it was a huge risk stopping my other channel, deleting it, or putting it on private. But I'm glad I made this channel, and I'm able to interact with you guys. Bobby says Nets out rebounded Knicks by 9 was a Nets weakness till they brought in Drummond. Simmons a rebounder too. Yup, and he provides defense. He's just the complete opposite of James Harden. Obviously, James Harden's a more aggressive player offensively. You don't know what Simmons you're going to get every night. You're going to get an aggressive one. You're going to get a non-aggressive one. Like, I really don't know what to expect from Simmons. Like, yes, he's not strong mentally. He's not. He's afraid of the big moment. Um, like, I'll be real with you guys. I don't know if I should believe that mental health shit or not. Like obviously mental health is no joke at all. I've had like family members deal with that. Like I've lost a loved one due to like mental health sickness. It's serious. So I hope he is telling the truth. And I hope everything is good with him. But yeah, we don't know what Ben Simmons we're gonna get or what Ben Simmons we're gonna see. He hasn't played basketball in like what was it? They popped on the screen 260 days, something insane like that. Yeah, Logan, we're bad. Yeah, Robinson got into foul trouble. He was pretty much out of this game from the beginning. Yeah, they will be exciting to watch. I agree. The pick and roll with Harden and Embiid. I hope it's not heavy isolation and they actually like have some creativity. But I'm interested to see like how Paul Reed's going to be as their backup big. Like he brings good energy, but obviously he's a huge downgrade compared to Drummond. Like Seth Curry, obviously you had to give up Seth Curry to get Harden, but Seth Curry was just so important to that ball club. So we'll see what happens. Yes, Simmons, like a lot of people want to take a look at like Simmons isn't aggressive consistently. He's not he's afraid of the big moment, he can't shoot, but I feel like people do fade away or don't really look at what he can do. Like he's still a very good player. But if he's not there mentally, he hurts the team. Y'all need D Rose? Yeah, I think so as well. But the season's over anyway. I think we should just shut him down. What is my NBA Finals prediction? That's a great question, man. I want to pick the Grizzlies so bad going to the finals, but they're still a young team, but I just feel like they're very special. That's very tough because there's so many competitive teams this year. I want to say the Suns are going to go back, but who knows? Honestly, I have no idea. But to just throw some random teams out there, call me crazy, the Bucks will be back. This is a wild card one. Bucks, Grizzlies, Bucks win again. That's a wild card one though. But obviously, I think it's gonna be like the Warriors or some shit. Tibbs needs to go. His rotations suck. It's even more than that, man. But yeah, his rotations are terrible. Yeah, Bucks versus Warriors, that's possible. Yeah, I don't know if Tibbs will be fired this season, but these games have been really bad. Like, Leon Rose has to be getting frustrated. Yo, buzzer beater, thank you so much, man. That means the world. Thank you so much for the super chat, dude. Thanks for always being a great supporter. Not gonna lie, you be acting crazy in my comments. You be a lunatic. Sometimes all I think you're doing is watching my videos. But I really appreciate the support. You've been with me for a very long time. We don't agree on everything, but I always love talking Knicks with you, man. Buzzer beater, thank you so much for super chat. He says, "Hey Noah, here's my 5. Thanks for putting up with us and dropping off some content. Still trying to get better, and I really, really appreciate that." He says, "We need Ty Ty Washington." I like Ty Ty. Great scorer. He can shoot the ball. Has the Kentucky connection, of course. But I hope we don't just draft a guy because he's from Kentucky. I hope we draft someone because like he's actually good at the game of basketball. But yeah, just give me a damn good point guard. But thank you so much, man. It means the world. Um, should have traded Mitch to the Pistons for a first. I know they wanted Mitch, and obviously I would take a first. That would be huge. For Mitch, but for a team that's rebuilding, you think the Pistons would have gave up a first? I don't think they would have done that. Leon Rose has to step in and take control. Like enough is enough. Yeah, this is the thing that's scary. I think Tibbs is starting to take control. Um, if he's like, "Yep, we're rolling with these guys. I believe in these guys." It's frustrating. Yeah, Reddish got like no minutes tonight. Yeah, Burke sucked. He's been trash. Yeah, Randall, he's been scoring the ball lately. He looks a lot more confident. He's pushing the pace, like specifically in the first half. But it feels like when the second half comes around, he goes back to Randall like before these games. Like slows slows the pace down, goes back to his terrible shots. Like this team just doesn't make adjustments. This team is just bad. I don't even know what to say anymore because if you're new to my channel, you can look at my videos in the past. Like I've talked about the little details of this whole team, and sometimes I just hate talking about it because I feel like I'm just repeating myself over and over again, and I don't want to annoy you guys with that. Oh yeah, I read that already. Need to hear from management, Leon Rose. I feel like you don't really hear from management that much, like press conferences. Mine, um, I feel like you don't hear from management as much when it comes to press conference wise, like in the NBA, like middle of the season. I might be wrong though. Um, yeah, Leon did. Obviously, you're not firing Leon though. I don't think he's done anything bad enough to fire him, and it's still very early in his tenure. Like, I understood what he was trying to do. Fournier, Kemba, get offensive upgrades. That was the problem. Shot creation, and it just didn't work. It didn't. But obviously, I don't think he has the coach to execute his plan. Like that was the right move, in my opinion. Getting a young player, longevity wise for the future of Reddish. Do I think Reddish is going to be like great or anything like that? No, but I thought it was like the right move for the future. Tibbs ain't going to play him, but that's on Leon as well. You have to make sure you're on the same page as your head coach. Yeah, he injured RJ. I don't like. Yeah, RJ got hurt. Like Tibbs wasn't in the game, obviously, but Tibbs literally injured RJ. I don't care what anyone says. If we play the Heat next, that should be disgusting. We never beat the Heat. Um, yeah, I feel like Randall, if he goes to another team, I feel like his role is going to be a lot more simplified of just going off of instincts and not thinking because he's just not a high IQ player. He shouldn't have the ball in his hands that much. But when it comes to our team, we have no choice. There's no one we can consistently put the ball in their hands. Like Grimes can't create. Kemba really expects him. Like Fournier, like we don't really have that personnel, so we have no choice. I don't know. I would just shut down Rose for the season. Honestly, the season's done. I heard he's not even like conditioned to be like shooting around and stuff yet. I disagree, but it's okay. Um. Oh yeah, with Randall's first year, I remember that. Like Randall's grandma passed away, and he went off. I remember he had like a huge three. Yeah, I don't know if we'll see Deuce as long as we have Tibbs here, man. What's going on, Jerry? Don't get me wrong, Leon's not been good, but I feel like Tibbs is way more of a problem. Like, he has a long-term plan, Leon. Like he has shown that through moves. But it's just like Tibbs, man. Tibbs, Tibbs, Tibbs. Yo, what's going on still, Knicks fans? How you guys doing? He says, salute to the chat. Salute to my man, main man, Noah. Yo, what's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well outside of the Knicks. This Knicks team's a joke. Yeah, we're a clown show, bro. Oh my gosh. Like I said, Randall having that good year last year was the best, but also worst thing that happened to us because we had the good year. We thought we could be like a competitive team and just compete for something, and but now we're seeing it all come um, back to life or down to earth, and you start to look at the writing on the wall. Like that might have kind of been the worst thing ever because we went away from the youth movement. It just sucks, man. Um, you'll have a good one, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wait, which rose better, 2016, 17, or now? I don't remember 16, 17 that well. Um, no buzzer beater. I wish. I don't know what's going on in the locker room. Yeah, I don't understand that. You're up by like 28 points at one point. You don't even put like if this was any other team, when you're up to 28 points, you put like you start to empty your bench. Like the Knicks don't do that like at all. But no, we got Taj Gibson though. Yeah, it really does. We have to rely on someone that's not a part of the future. As much as I like Rose, he's not a part of the future in like a few years moving forward. Maybe he will be, but you know what I mean. He's not some like young point guard. Like, why can't we just have a young guard that's a part of the future, or just some young player that we can rely on down the stretch of games? We are just completely lost without him because Rose is that type of player he can perform off of script. Like, he doesn't really need plays to be successful because he can create for himself. I hear you, bro. I don't want the Knicks to be that team, but they have to get rid of Tibbs. It's time. Yeah, we have no direction right now. We're just going to be stuck in the middle of middle of the pack as long as we have Tibbs. Like I mentioned before, we can't attract anyone through free agency. We don't really have pieces to make a big trade for a star. By the way, we shouldn't even be in that position. Like someone mentioned trading for Lillard. We trade for Lillard, we improve like one round, we give up the future like of draft picks, like young players. We're just gonna suck again for the next few years after being like competitive for a couple of years. Like we need to draft right. Like yeah, draft a point guard, but draft the right guy, develop him, and that's not happening with Tibbs here. And a lot of people were like, "Who are we gonna replace Tibbs with?" Like, which is a good question. Like I don't know if it'll be Johnny Bryan or whoever it'll be, but we saw like what happened in Minnesota. Low expectations coming into a bad situation brought them to the playoffs. Just not agreeing with the ownership or the front office. Like I just feel like he's not a good communicator, Tibbs. Yeah, I hope he doesn't either, buzzer beater. Well, we weren't in the position to draft John Morant, so I think you meant I wish we had the second pick, or we ended up with the second pick. I think we all wish we had freaking John Morant. Yeah, it's embarrassing, dude, how Grimes just completely got frozen out of the game. It's just so bad. I don't even know what to say anymore. It's the same shit. It's the same thing. Over and over and over again. Depressed Knicks fans says just like 2012, 13 Knicks, they were good that season, but the next season they missed the playoffs. Yeah, I love that team, but that team wasn't set up for the future either. That team had old players on it, like Kenyon Martin, Jason Kidd. Like I liked Carmelo, but we gave up the future for Carmelo. Not saying Gallinari was better than him. And like Mozgov, we gave up. Obviously, one of the picks ended up resulting in Murray. Who knows? We would have drafted him. But even when we were good that one year, like as well, winning over 50 games, we weren't set up for the future. Like the Knicks, no one wants to hear it, but we still haven't built this thing right. It's so frustrating to say that too. Like when will we finally build a consistent like stability a consistent team that's good for years. That's a very good point. Maybe just to bring some type of winning culture in. He says, why hire a win now coach when you're rebuilding through the draft and developing our young players? Bad hire. Yeah, man. Maybe Leon Rose just wanted to bring in that culture change. I don't know what Leon Rose's mindset was when hiring Tibbs, if it was going to be like, we're going to win the championship with this guy, or it's going to be like, he's the guy that sets the culture, and then we bring in another guy that can, like, do more with the young players. Um, like, obviously, we're not on the level of this Warriors team I'm about to bring up because they went to the playoffs more than us. But, like, when they had Mark Jackson, kind of stubborn a little bit. Then they brought in Steve Kerr that could relate to the players more and get the most out of them. Still Knicks fan says we need a damn point guard. Yeah, we can't close out games this ridiculous 4 games this week like this, and no meaningful adjustments from Tibbs. And you send Deuce to the G League. I'm confused. As long as we have Tibbs, I'm going to be confused with the young guys or just everything. Yeah, the Lakers, Trailblazers, this game. Even bring up the Pelicans game. We lost the Magic game. We lost the Magic twice. Like someone commented on an Instagram post, like we better win tonight up against the Nets. No Kevin Durant, no Nicholas Claxton, no Ben Simmons, no Kyrie Irving. Like we better win. But I'm like, we better win my ass. We lost the Magic twice. Like, are you kidding me? Utah, yeah. Maybe I don't think of that as bad because I'm like they're just better. Why is everybody so high on Jaden Ivey's numbers are trash? His numbers aren't trash this year. I know he struggled his freshman year, but he made a huge jump. Yeah, we're bad, James Harden. Um, Robert says Tibbs is a bit stuck in his ways and often falls asleep watching the game. 5 guys on the court not realizing the momentum is shifting to the other team. Yeah, he doesn't make end game adjustments. He doesn't. It's the same shit. Like I don't even know what to say. Yeah, but I feel like we're gonna have to get a top 3 pick for that guy from Duke. Still Knicks fans. But he also has like the concerns like he's like a point forward. I do like his game. Um I feel like he needs more of a consistent jump shot, but he is that thing that like he loses like 7 pounds of sweat like each game. It's something wild like that. He has to drink like a certain fluid. It's wild. Because he like cramps up during the games. So we'll see how that goes in the NBA. Like look it up. It's something wild like that. 51-46 Jazz up. I feel like this is the game Donovan Mitchell has come back. His first game back. That would be the most Knicks thing ever, though. We get like the first overall pick, but we draft a guy who's supposed to be really good, but he loses like 7 pounds of sweat each game. It's wild. It'd be the most Knicks thing ever. And he can't even play games because he has cramps. I'm not even trying to make fun of him. That just seems like a Knicks thing. Is he in shape? If he's in shape and he's playing good basketball, of course. But there's certain guys like Zion that I'm just afraid of, like longevity wise. He's not supposed to jump that high for someone that's built like a freaking offensive lineman. Like now he's built like an offensive lineman, or he's just a huge dude. Like I don't trust those knees long term. But if he's healthy, of course you take the chance on that. He's a crazy talent. The new Knicks says, "Salute, Clutch B-Ball. This is beyond ridiculous." Yeah, it is. It's awful. The new Knicks says, "Let's run them up." The likes for our Knicks fam, Knicks support, Knicks show your love. Yo, I really appreciate that, man. I appreciate being here. If you didn't know, the logo I have is actually from the new Knicks. So shout out to the new Knicks. Show love to him. Yeah, the when we need a point guard, the draft's thin on point guards, of course. Oh my gosh. I don't know when I'm gonna start making draft content, but I definitely will as soon as the season ends. Bad, 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 yo. But for you guys to hang out with me after the game, it's 11:19 at night. Got 42 people in here. I really do appreciate it. But make sure you show love to the other Knicks fan channels, like Still Knicks Fans, Nothing But Knicks, Legion of Knicks Podcast, channels like that. Knicks Brazil. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna head out. Knicks fell in love with the three ball, went away from pushing the pace, didn't make any types of adjustments. We're just bad. Yeah, no problem. Make sure you sub them up. They definitely deserve more subscribers. Carl says, "Yo, Noah, how did you come up with the name Clutch Beeble?" Well, one of my favorite moments when watching basketball, and actually wasn't a Knicks moment, was when I was watching the Spurs versus the Miami Heat, and I really visually um remember Ray Allen hitting that big three in the corner. It's like one of my favorite shots like I've seen like in the NBA finals. So it's one of my favorite moments watching basketball. Like originally it was like my profile picture, Ray Allen hitting that huge three in the corner. Um and that was a clutch shot, obviously. That turned things around and the Heat won the finals that year. Yeah, depressed Knicks fans. The players quit on Tom Thibodeau from Coach of the Year to being fired. I don't even think they quit on him. Like, I feel like they're still playing hard. They're just not playing smart. Like you could play hard but not play smart. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys are truly amazing. Click that subscribe button for more. Smash the like button. Decide to do a live stream because when the Knicks suck, when it's the same shit, those videos just get boring. But thank you guys so much for the love. Stay safe. Peace out.